folks.
Hello.
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 We haven't hosted in a while. We haven't posted.
Until now.
Until now. Whenever.
Post. I feel like that's a bad way to intro. There's nothing wrong, but we do have a story. I don't even know where to start. Okay, this is a review of, well, that's misleading.
So, a bit ago, it was my birthday.
Wait, this is the story of, I'm trying to make it good. It's the story of a girl.
This is the story of two boys who drove so far and had so many adventures in one weekend.
And you'll never guess what we didn't do, vlog. And we should have. I saw so many spiders.
Kai got into a small con.
My friends run it. You should check it out.
Yeah.
motowncon.
And it's like a one-day con. It's in North Carolina.
Wait, there's more.
Cute.
You're not starting at the beginning. Hold on.
However, the reason we didn't vlog it is because we were like, well, we're going to be driving for 90% of the time. So why do we need to vlog? And then we're going to be like selling. So we're not going to be going and like walking around the con so much. We should have vlogged, and this is why.
Hold on. Start at the beginning. First of all, some life things happen. I no longer have a normal employment situation, but I got into an art show and it was really good. But then I got into another art show and that was October 6th.
Which is a Friday.
And then the little con is a Saturday, right? That makes sense. It was Friday, October 6th, Saturday, October 7th, and Jeff's birthday is October 7th. He's 27. It takes us 8 hours minimum to drive to North Carolina, and the con starts at 11 a.m. So with no issues at all, if we drove through the night, we'd get there in time. By the way, it's really hard to drive through the night
when you aren't sleeping.
So we were gonna make it work. I was gonna go to my thing till midnight, and then Jeff was gonna pick me up. I was gonna be by myself, and I was by myself. It was terrible.
October 6th, I wake up, I go to work, I come home from work. Zeska and I work at the same place, so we carpool. I give Zeska over to Kai to go over to his little art show with him. I lay down to try and take a nap, which doesn't go very well. So I get Kai, we grab coffee, and we start heading up the road. And I am a chronically fast driver. I have always been a chronically fast driver. It has been a joke of it is not a matter of will I get a speeding ticket, but when will I get a speeding ticket?
You'll never guess when he got the speeding ticket. It is 3 in the morning. I haven't slept. I've been at 5 art shows. No! It's my birthday. Now we've passed yours. It is 3 in the morning. I have barely begun to fall asleep. I have been up forever. By the way, never do this. Never do this. We should have never done this. I bit off more cookies than I could chew. It's 3 in the morning. It's his birthday. It's officially beyond midnight. He's officially 27.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
And then through the corner of my eye in the passenger seat, which is, you know, the mirror. This is the mirror. Jeff's face is the mirror now. I'm like falling asleep. And there's so many people who use their brights on the road. And I was about to like look up and be like, who's this asshole? You should move over because it's too bright. It was more than bright. It was blue.
So I'm speeding. I won't say how fast I was going, but
Yeah.
I was definitely not going the speed limit. I get to Georgia. I cross into Georgia, and I'm from Georgia. Everyone's always like, oh, the Georgia cops are super duper like insane and intense. I've never been pulled over at this point. I cross over to Georgia and I'm maybe like 5 or so miles into Georgia. I have a couple of thoughts in quick succession. First is, man, everyone really talks about how Georgia cops are very aggressive and will pull you over for everything. Never happened to me. Weird I haven't seen a lot of cops on the road tonight. As this happens, like a bridge starts coming into my line of sight and I'm getting closer and closer to bridges.
If you know how to drive, you know
Cops
bridges.
like to hang out under bridges. I bet that bridge is a speed trap. These are like through my mind at 3 a.m. So not like a lot of cognizant thought, but the brain cell is happening. I am too close to really slow down without it being suspicious.
I think at that point...
2 cop cars.
But you should have at least tried.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I genuinely...
We're not going to say the number. He didn't even try. If you tried to slow down, then I don't even want to know how fast you were going before that. If you drive, do not speed. Do not emulate this motherfucker. Do not.
My body has never gone into fight or flight as intense as it did then. Because the thing is, it's not like he threw his lights on immediately. No, I got past the bridge and maybe 5-10 seconds later, aka enough time for me to think, oh, maybe he's not gonna pull me over. Maybe I actually did get away with it. Because sometimes
they're empty.
They're empty. There's no one in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. He pulls out and I'm like, oh, his lights aren't on. So am I getting... And then, of course, the lights come on. In those, like, 30 seconds or so of passing the bridge and thinking I maybe got away with it, my legs, like, my thigh and calf muscles were so tense. Like, my body was like, you need to run. You need to run now. I get pulled over. Again, like Kai said, he has just now drifted asleep.
And I
There's
literally...
bright lights, like, reflecting into his face.
Yeah, because, like, I do this on airplanes, too. Like, I will put, like, a blanket just over my head, but I need to breathe. So there's, like, a little peaks, mostly so I can breathe, right? Through the mirror, I'm, like, this bright-ass light, and I'm like, God, this fucker. And I, like, start to, like, rouse myself to be like, God, this piece of shit, let him go around you, or whatever I'm gonna say. I was gonna say something like that, but I, like, turned to you, and I was like, what did you do?
No, he just... What did you do? And I just kind of go, we got pulled over. And he goes, how fast were you going?
Oh, I think I know. I think I also said, is that for you?
Yeah, you said something like, is that for you? Was that you? What did you do? Something along those lines. And Kai was like, how fast were you really going? And I was like, I'll tell you later. Cop comes up and Kai's like, if he says, do you know why I pulled you over? You say no. And I said, I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Okay. Also, I'm not a lawyer. Legal advice, though. Just for funsies.
Don't give away anything that you have been told already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do not admit to something ever.
No.
Like, do not say, like, he comes up and be like, oh, I'm sorry for speeding. No, you do not do that. You wait till if he says, what did you pull me over for? Or, do you know I pulled you over? You say, I don't know.
I don't even get the chance, by the way, is the spoiler. I roll my window down because I see him coming up. I go, hello, as politely as I can, because the thing I do when I'm nervous is I start laughing and making jokes, and I'm like, I'm a white dude in a Honda Civic.
This was a Prius.
I'm kind of, mentally I'm a white dude in a Honda Civic. I'm kind of screwed.
If anybody out there is into sneezing and is willing to pay a premium, hit me up, because I have allergies, and I'm willing to share.
And he just goes, you were going... speed, and I just, you know, kind of throw it off. Go, oh, okay.
What do you say?
Do you know how fast you were going? Do you know why I pulled you over? No, you were doing this. And I go, okay, here's my license. And Kai, ever the smart one, goes, this is a rental car. Do you need the registration? The guy goes, no, I'm just gonna run the license. I've never been pulled over. I've never gotten any kind of ticket. This is the first time. So the guy was nice about it.
It's still bad.
There's still a ticket.
For the record.
I still have to pay it or go up to Georgia for court.
There's still a court date.
But that happened. Afterwards, we kind of just pull off because we're like half pulled off on an exit. So we pull off to a little gas station because it's one of those, okay, let's try and find out how much this ticket is. Also, let's
that was
breathe.
Stressful.
Let's grab some gas. Let's maybe like stare at the wall for 5 minutes.
Because we both really, mine's more out there, but you two, we both have like really high anxiety. So we pull over and we're both, at this point, we're both laughing. Like we're making jokes at this point because we're just, what do you do? But we're also both visibly shaking.
Yeah, like
it's bad.
Violently shaking.
Yeah, and so I did get out at some point because also at this point I'm like exhausted. So I got out of the car and I started walking around and I'm trying to talk and I don't want to reenact this. But long story short, I felt the projectile vomit happen. So I ran to the garbage bag. It wasn't a direct down, so I had to aim. It didn't fully work, but no one's around, thank God, because it's 3:30 in the morning.
Meanwhile, I'm in the car looking at this ticket and just like, it is officially my birthday. But like, I've been driving since like 11:30, so it hasn't hit me. It's the next day now. And I'm reading over the ticket to try and find how much it costs. And I see at the top, date of ticket, October 7th. And I just have this realization, oh, that's my birthday. And I just start laughing even harder because I'm like, this is really funny.
Birthday!
What'd you get for your birthday, Jeff? A speeding ticket.
You got out of the car and I was like hovering over the garbage bin.
Oh yeah, you were having a hard time.
And I was like, ugh, and you were like concerned, thank God. Bars on the fucking floor. And whatever, I think you start pumping the gas. There's more coming, I can tell. So I just walk away to go to the grass because that'll be easier and less messy than what I'm doing here. I did projectile vomit more and it was all carrots. And then I turned back around, I'm like literally like shaking and you are just like, well, you're pumping the gas.
Well, because I'd seen you by the little garbage thing, and then I turned away from you to like do the gas stuff.
And then I was gone. So when I'm walking back over, I'm just at this point pacing while he's doing the gas. And suddenly I notice a gigantic fucking spider on the ground. They're fine. I don't hate spiders. I think they're wonderful for the economy. However, I don't want them near me. So whatever.
So we get back in the car.
And we start driving.
We keep driving. And it's one of those where it's like, we both had that like rush of adrenaline. We're driving for a little bit and then we both kind of start to crash again. And at this point, it's like almost 4, give or take.
Yeah.
And we kind of both go, okay, this was an ordeal. At this point, do we want to try and find a cheap hotel?
Just to rest
Calm
for a couple
like
hours. Take a shower.
3 hours, like shower.
Whatever.
Refresh, lay down, like nap real quick, at least like calm down from the adrenaline. And we kind of mutually decide, okay, yeah, that might be a smart idea. You pointed out the hotel we ended up going to. Kai saw a hotel through God, through a sign, through Google Maps.
Through spiders.
Who's to know? The spider told him.
The spider told me for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to the hotel. I don't know how many of y'all just sometimes spend the night at roadside hotels. It sure was a roadside hotel. When you walk in, there's definitely an aura. There's definitely a smell.
One of those words like, this is kind of shitty, but I'm gonna
It'll
be here
do.
for one night, and I mostly just need to come in, lock the door, go to bed,
It'll be
shower
fine.
if it's not too gross, and skadoodle.
So the lady wasn't there, so some guy was outside smoking, and I think he was just a guest.
So when he came back from his smoke break, he just like let us into the lobby.
Yeah, and he was like, let me try to help you get the person. Like, so whatever. So she came out and she was like, all right. And she was like exhausted.
A cigarette mom with like the fake red hair.
Yeah.
She's like 60, 70 years old.
We tell her we want the room for the night. She checks us in. It's all whatever. The lobby was pretty cute. Again, I have pictures. The lobby was actually pretty cute. I don't know if I have pictures of the floor. When we got up to the floor.
Yeah, we get up out of the elevator. We turn to where like the vending machines are supposed to be. And there's like 3 or 4 random pieces of half broken furniture, a couple mini fridges, a couple microwaves.
None in working order. Just shoved in a corner.
Into where the vending machines normally would be.
And we're walking looking for a room. And some guy appears, a different guy than earlier.
He's in like a tank top and like shorts.
Yeah, he just looks like some guy who's up in the middle of the night.
Maybe looking around for like ice or whatever.
Or going to the vending machine or whatever. And he makes a comment. It's like, oh, early morning, huh? And I'm like, oh, no, not actually an early morning. We just got in. Ha 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 ha. We get in the room.
Our room does not have a fridge, does not have a microwave.
It's rusty. The doorknob, this really grossed me out. I don't know how much you noticed this.
Oh, yeah.
The
it
door,
like it hadn't been cleaned in months.
The doorknob to the bathroom was
gross.
You know the dusty that's like sticky dusty? That was the bathroom door handle. The works.
Just all over like, oh.
But we would have stayed. Jeff goes into the bathroom and I start doing general checks. Always a good idea to check for bed bugs and stuff in your hotel room. And I start doing my general check of the room just to make sure it truly is sanitary enough to spend a couple hours. I pull back the fucking bed sheet and there's a spider. There's a fucking spider. And I knocked on the door. I was like, hey babe, I know you're pooping, but just out of curiosity, what would be your limit for what would have to be wrong with this room for you to be willing to go ask for a refund with me?
So he's like, come with me, let me show you something. And he peels back the curtain again, or not the curtain, the bed sheets, and there's a little spider guy.
To be fair, he's smaller than the other one, but also the audacity of this guy, like he didn't move. Like he was alive and well, but he didn't like run away, which leads me to believe that he clearly owns this room and all his friends live here too.
And so we've intruded on his space. It's not our hotel room.
Because when we go back down, we get to the lobby. Tank top guy is there, but he's in the laundry room doing laundry, like the hotel's
the office laundry room kind of thing.
And he sees us come out with our bags, and he just chuckles to himself, just like
yeah,
like a yeah.
We
yeah.
leave,
yeah,
and we're like, okay, well, let's see if there's anything else. So we kind of Google map because again,
at this
we're in
point,
like buttfuck nowhere, Georgia. We're just off of 95 at some random area, so there's not that many options. I think we go to a Days Inn. No, we don't go to a Days Inn. We go to like something across the street that looks like mid-tier nice. And we walk in and we're like,
yeah, this
hello.
was pretty nice. I think it was like a comfort.
Yeah, it was something like.
But she was like, nope, we're full up. And we were like, okay. And then we went to a Days Inn.
And they just straight up were closed for the night. They had a sign that was like, hi, we're closed until 8 a.m. when we start doing breakfast. And we were like, okay. So we'll just get back on the highway.
I think you tried to call a couple other places.
I may have tried and called one other place.
Long story short, yeah, we're back on the road. So we have not slept. We have not showered.
It is now after 4 a.m.
It is after 4 a.m. and we're like, all right, we're in it for the long haul,
Here we
baby.
go.
I took a nap at that point because you had a bit more time to rest, I think, because after work he rested, and I just went straight to the thing.
And I was just like, you know what? I will just have my second can of coffee that I bought preemptively, and I will drive. I made it to South Carolina. I woke him up. I said, my turn for a nap. I took a little bit of a nap. You were having a hard time staying awake.
And I felt really bad because I knew you had driven so much. But I think I got a good hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think we pulled over. We both like rested in the car for a little bit, and then I took over again. I think I got us like 20 minutes from the Starbucks. It was like, listen, let me just power nap. Like, you get us to the Starbucks, I will power nap, and then I will take over from there. Because we stop in Columbia to get coffee again for Kai to finish up the last things he needs so that he can, like, we can go to Office Max and print everything off. We get coffee. It's my birthday.
It's his birthday, and we can't get the app to work, so he didn't even get his free fucking drink. Add that to the coffee.
But I did get a free breakfast because I realized you could do both. And I was like, man, I really want a little breakfast.
Get to the con 2 hours late. So the con went pretty good, actually, once we got there. It was really fun, really cute. Highly recommend if you're in the area. It is a one-day con as of now. So
the area is really cute, and the people there were very lovely.
Yeah, and my friend does run it, so I'm really proud of them and their team. Made a little bit of money. That'll come up later. All good. Felt good. I haven't done that.
At the end of the con, his friend was like, I know you guys are tired, but we're gonna like go, like the staff and whatnot are gonna go out to dinner. You're welcome to join. And we were just both like,
I wanted to join so bad.
I know.
Morgan, if you're watching this. It was one of those, like, I really would like to do this.
But I will fall asleep on the table if I come
And
over.
it sucks. So next year, you know, assuming they have us back, definitely getting the hotel the night before, not doing an art show before. We don't go to dinner. We do go to Waffle House just
because it's my birthday.
Yeah. It was a great Waffle House.
Yeah,
truly.
It was right across from, like, the hotel that we booked. It was very lovely. It was very small town, kind of diner vibes. The waitress was super friendly. The cook was also very nice.
It's super good.
10 out of 10. If you're ever in Salisbury and you want to get Waffle House, go to the Waffle House. So we go from there to the hotel
that we booked.
And you know what? I'm going to call him out because I can't.
Well, wait. I do also want to say, though, for the record, Jeff is normally very lucky and good at, like, hotel picking. So like, this was an anomaly.
In my entire life, I have been in 3 hotels that I was like, actually, I hate this. 2 of them were on this trip. This Days Inn in Salisbury, North Carolina is questionable at best.
Terrible and unsafe at worst.
Yeah. We come in. First of all, it's behind like a sleep-in and like an Econo Lodge, and it's like tucked away in the back corner, and it's kind of hard to tell which of the buildings are the Days Inn. So we come in, it's like 8 or 9 p.m.
It has like a gas station number, like price system for how much it is per night, which was kind of interesting, but like bad vibes now that I know the truth.
Strange, yeah. Walk into the lobby, ring the doorbell, guy comes out from the back, and like you can see a bed.
They live in there for sure.
They clearly live back there, which is fine. But it was just one of those where it's like,
okay.
Oh, okay. By the way, we paid for this hotel with like our hotels.com points. We get our key, and it's in the other building, so we drive our little car to the other building, and they're not facing each other. They're like so this. Weird. Like the buildings are like this almost. Like they're not.
They do not look attached.
They don't look like they're supposed to be the same hotel, but I guess that they are.
We're
on the second floor on the other building, and we park the car in front of it, and there's a guy standing there.
There are 2 staircases.
And they do like this thing.
Yeah, and our room is definitely closer to the one he's standing by. We have different ways to approach. I think everyone has a different way to approach the situation. 1, if you actively avoid somebody, that could offend them. 2, if you get close, that's also weird.
Yeah.
So I was in the lead, so my choice in the situation was just ask him, excuse me, because that's my inherent, this
friendly,
is
approachable,
safer,
blah, blah,
easier,
blah,
blah, blah.
He's standing outside of one room and we're like in the next room.
Yeah,
he's
like our
also
neighbor.
Not smoking or anything, which is what I thought he was doing when we first approached the building, and I was like, oh, that's fine, whatever. Like, it's late enough, people be smoking. Yeah. Whatever, this is kind of like a shitty hotel. He wasn't smoking, he was just standing there. I think like when we first were like, excuse us, he like didn't react at all.
Yeah.
He was like,
he was some kind of intoxicated.
He was something.
For sure.
So we get into our room, and first of all of the lights are those like super bright hospital type lights.
And they're on the wall.
They're on the wall. They're not.
We have video of this. Insert video. Super fucking weird room.
Video for evidence, just because that's weird to me that this is like this.
There's a weird little crevice with a table and a fridge with the microwave on top of the fridge. There is the shelf where they should be, but they're not in the shelf. They're just shoved in the corner.
Super weird. And the fire alarm is literally open and stuffed with bags. So that's weird.
The bathroom is also kind of
so rusty, no shampoo,
no
garbage
towels,
can, no towel, just
nothing.
Vibes.
The vibe is this is a trap house.
But whatever, again, we are so tired.
Like we haven't slept in essentially 48 hours at this point, and we're like, whatever, we will just sleep. We also want to shower because we haven't slept in 48 hours, so we need to shower. And I think it must have been you who's like, I'll take first shower. So you go in there and there's no towels.
Yeah.
And you come out and you're like, hey,
no towels.
There are no towels. We should go down and ask. And we decide to go down together to ask. So we're walking down the stairs and the guy goes, hey ladies, can I ask you a question? And I just kind of go, depends, which I know there's no good way to respond to that. I'm assuming he's gonna ask, y'all know where I can get drugs? And I'm gonna be like, I've never done a drug in my life. He goes, you know where I can get some girls to keep me company? And I say, I'm not from here, I don't know. And we go to the lobby. By the time we come back, he is no longer standing outside, but that means he's probably in his room.
And as we're going past through, because again, it's quicker to go up that staircase, my bad again, his door starts opening again. You know, I can imagine myself hearing this story secondhand and be like, whatever.
Can't be that bad.
On the other hand, I trust my vibes, and my vibes when I heard that door opening was, get in the room right now.
Yeah.
And you felt the same way. And I feel like we're generally pretty confident, and you know, it's fine.
I'm a little anxious, I'm a little paranoid, but I rarely am in an instance where that is fully justified, and in this instance, it did feel justified.
Yeah, and that's a bad
Because when we get in, I actually didn't register the door was opening. I just had the thought of, as we were passing the room, like, what if he tries to, like, grab one of us? So when we get in the room, I, like, triple lock the door, and Kai's like, are you scared? We can't stay here tonight. I'm like, no, we can't. I'm fully prepared to just say, fuck it, and lose the points. Like, I don't even want to return the key. I just want to, like, leave the room. So we're in the room. We're both like, okay, this is
insane.
Less safe than the other hotel. Like, at least the other hotel, everyone seemed to know it was a shithole.
Yeah, and it was
the
safe.
team kind of be like, yeah, what can you do? Management won't pay for the repair.
This was unsafe feeling.
It felt like the owners simply didn't care.
He didn't even say sorry that happened.
No, we're not there yet. Here's the fun thing. My mom's dad died less than a year ago, and his house is in Salisbury, and as far as I know, they haven't sold it yet. I was at the point where I was like, I should just call my mom and be like, how do I get into my grandpa's house?
Which is saying something if you've been to this channel.
If you're
before.
aware of my relationship with my parents, you know that means I'm like, okay, I'm at the end of my rope.
Yeah.
So we start calling around. I think we call
at least two or three places.
2 or 3 hotels that like we know the only one that is available is like $240 a night.
$240 fucking dollars.
Which, by the way, it was a really nice hotel, but
we didn't need it. But that's all we had.
The lady on the phone was very nice. She was like,
She was
all we
so
have
nice.
left is like a suite style room and like an ADA room. I'm like, I don't care. As long as there's a bed, I do not care. At this point, we go down the other stairs.
No, he was there. We went on the other side, but no, now he was talking with somebody. There were 2 guys now.
That's when we had 2 guys.
2 bigger guys,
we
which
go.
felt scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And
Because also, like, where'd the other guy come from? I don't know.
I
Vibes,
know.
not good.
Vibes
not
are
good.
weird.
Not good.
We throw our stuff back in the car. We drive the car back over because like we're not coming back to this room. Like we're leaving. Goodbye. And we go to the front desk guy and we're like, hey, we're not staying.
This shit's not safe.
This was not safe.
Here's what happened.
And the guy kind of goes, huh? What are you talking about? Like, a guy basically asked us either if we're prostitutes or if we know where to find them. And he's in the room next to us. And the guy was like, oh. And he, like, has this look that, like, you would give if your child did something kind of cringe in school, like pee on the floor or throw spitballs at someone. Not...
Pee on the floor? That's different. I don't think that's really...
It was
if my child peed on the floor in school, I would be a little concerned. That's a little bit of a psychological issue. Floor.
Anyway,
Did you do that?
No. He just looks like a vaguely disappointed father, not someone who just heard like
your guests are feeling unsafe.
Yeah, your guests are unsafe, and he just goes, I can't refund you. And at the beginning, we said we're gonna get a refund through hotels.com. So he says this like 5 minutes into the conversation, and we both just kind of go, yeah, we're gonna talk to hotels.com.
Yeah, we don't even care about
like,
you anymore, man.
I don't give a shit about a refund. You have offered no like room change, no I'm sorry, no nothing, just straight.
Fuck you, man.
And I'm just like, I don't care. Here, take the fucking keys.
Goodbye.
So we go to the hotel.
Yeah.
It is lovely. There is unfortunately no bathtub, but the shower is really nice.
I'm gonna cut to the chase because I heard the last thing that I
Yeah.
think exists in this story. Basically, the ride home was fine, and
Yeah,
it was,
we got home
made
fine.
It's
We lived,
okay.
bitch.
We lived, bitch. This is the real icing on the cake. This is the last thing. I promise, everybody. Thank you for being here. I noticed it might be the next day at this point. All my card sales, which is all of them, which is like a couple $100, went to my old bank account that doesn't exist anymore, and I don't think I'm getting that fucking money. So it's not all for naught because we had a good time and it was a positive experience. However, Jane is being stupid. Like, I'm glad we went because I want to do cons again. I want to do more. But my God, the kick to the balls.
This sure has been a time.
So that's our Motown con experience. I have every intention of going back next
Oh
year.
yeah, because the con itself was great. We should have vlogged it. We had no idea.
I said several times throughout the weekend, and I think it was before we got to the days in, where it was like, ah, well, the weekend's over at this point. No reason to start now.
Yeah, they just don't stop coming.
They just don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. So that's the story we wanted to tell you guys, because we wanted to make a video, because we miss you and love you. Please donate to our Ko-fi, because...
We've been through it.
Whoa, but one other thing, since I did sell at the con and we had some things, please follow, because hopefully soon we can post a link to the shop with new stuff on it, prints and the like, if you're interested. We can even have Jade or Gritty or Booty or Roxy sniff it for you, if you like animals.
If you would like a creature to sniff the product before it's sent to you, let us know. There will be many gay bitches in
Welcome
this
to the
house.
gay channel.
That's it. That's the video.
But frankly, I want to try this though. Part of this is for later.
We are
but
not sponsored.
Cheers.
Kai has never had Cheerwine. I have only had Cheerwine back when it was still called Diet Cheerwine, and it came in a dark red can.
Yes, I do like it. I knew it was going to be Pepsi-esque. Look at it's so red.
Maybe the Cheerwine backstory.
Give me a Cheerwine backstory.
Cheerwine is a sody pop that probably now exists outside of North Carolina, but when I was a teenager in the late 2000s, it really didn't exist outside of North Carolina, and I had a friend named Tig who, for some reason, was obsessed with Diet Cheerwine specifically, and I had a grandpa who lived in North Carolina, and I would go see him a couple times a year for spring break and Thanksgiving, I think, and every time I went up there, I would get my mom to buy a 12-pack of Diet Cheerwine, which I would bring back to Tig. I would have approximately 1 can, and he would have the rest, and that is how I got introduced to Diet Cheerwine. You should try it, it's very good. It's the color of red velvet cake, and it tastes like a cherry Dr. Pepper.